Hey guys, it's AG with nursingforall.com, and today I am doing something a little bit different. I am actually taking subscriber suggestions, and I'm actually going to talk about one of the topics that a subscriber requested in this video. Hey, so this is basically subby suggestion video number one. Hey, so first of all, one of my subscribers, his name is Roman Bostic. What's up, Roman? Shout out to you. Roman Bostic asked me a few months back to do a video about single parents or parents in general and how they manage nursing school, work, and kids. And I know that's a lot to manage, and then also maybe some resources out there for single parents. And the thing about me is that I have a rule, and I do not speak on things that I do not understand, things that I have not lived, things that I do not personally know. And I don't know anything about this topic firsthand, and so I didn't feel like I was qualified to talk about it. So I reached out to some of my very good friends, some of my nurse friends who may have some more insight on this topic. That way I could share it with you and give you what we seem to have found out to be the best answers to this topic. Okay, so you will see me use my phone in this video because I want to make sure that I tell you everything that they said. So I polled some of my nurse friends on Facebook, and the first thing I'll tell you is that a common thread between everybody is that you got to have a support system. And if you don't have a support system, it's going to be very, very difficult to be successful in nursing school. Now, what I will say is that it really doesn't matter if you have kids, a job, a husband, or not. If you don't have any of that, you still need a very good support system, because you got to have people who are in your corner and on your team helping you out. Now, a lot of people don't like to ask for help, and this is where we run into a problem, is that if you are in a situation where you need quite a bit of help, and you don't ask your support team, your support system, the group that's behind you, you're gonna find yourself getting in a lot of trouble, especially when it comes to maybe turning in work late, not studying for tests. You've got to have a support system, and you've got to ask them for help when you need it. And so that's number one. Some other things that some of my nurse friends said is that once I posted this, the first thing that popped up on there was, "Lord, it's tough." Okay, and yes, it is. It is tough. A lot of my nurse friends talked about finding balance, is that you can't work, and then think you're going to go to school and just half do school, okay? Because that doesn't work either. Is that you got to find the balance between how much can you work, how much can you physically handle when it comes to school, and then you still got your children that you have to handle. So you got to find that balance. Another big common thread that almost everybody says is you better get a planner. And we're not talking about like a life coach or a planner that way. We're talking about a paper planner, okay? A paper planner for you to write things down. And I've said this before. I've said this in a video before on how to be successful in nursing school. Is that, guys, you got to plan it out. You got to write it down. The reason why we say this is because you tend to forget. Okay? As great as some of our memories are, we forget what we're supposed to be doing. So you have to write it down. And don't just write out the things that you have to do for school. Write out the things that you have to do for work. Write out the things that you have to do for your kids. Write out the things that are just going on in your general life. Okay, write it out, plan it out by the hour. That way you know exactly where you have free time. Okay, some other things that people said is prayer, meditation, and quiet time. Is that's a big deal. That makes sense to me. Is that a lot of times you just have to take that time out for you. It's all about getting yourself centered and finding the balance within yourself. So prayer, meditation, or just general quiet time. If you're not what we consider to be a praying person, then you want to call it whatever you want to call it, then you definitely need to take that time out and center yourself. Okay, so make sure that you're not getting so stressed out and so off balance that everything else gets off balance as well. Here's that support system thing again. It keeps popping up. Everybody's talking about support system. Okay, here's another one, is that making sure that you put your kids on a schedule. I love that. Okay, I absolutely love that. It was one thing that I never would have thought about, is that everybody has to be on a schedule, because if you don't get everybody in your life on a schedule, you don't have one either. So you got to make sure that you get your kids on a schedule, and all that means is they're going to get up at this certain time. We're going to get dressed at this certain time, eating breakfast at this certain time, getting out of the door and headed to school at this certain time. And then while they're at school, of course, you're probably at school as well. Can they stay at school longer, and you can stay at school longer and study? Okay, so if your kids are like in daycare or an aftercare program, and they don't have to be picked up until 6 o'clock p.m., and you get out of class at 3 or 4 p.m., then stay at school. Stay at school and use some of that time to get some of your work done, some of that time to get some studying done, and that way everybody's on schedule. They're going to eat dinner at the same time, take a bath at the same time, good night at the same time, go to bed. Okay? And then after they're all in the bed and asleep, that is the time for you to do some of the things that you need to do for school. That was another thing that was actually said, is that do what you need to do once you get the children taken care of. And I love that, because if you're trying to handle something that you've got to get done, but the kids aren't asleep, then they're going to feel very left out. And they're going to feel like you're ignoring them, like you don't want to play with them. Take that time, okay? Go ahead, keep everybody on a schedule and say, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to sit down and help you with your homework. Then we're going to eat dinner. Then we're going to play for a little while. We're going to take a bath, and you're going to go to sleep. Okay? Get in that bed. And once the children are all tucked away for the night, then you've got a little time to do the things that you've got to get done for yourself and study. And so I liked that idea from somebody. All right, here was a wonderful tip, because this is not something that I thought about either, is that one of my really close friends said, be patient with yourself. Okay? Is that it isn't going to work all out at one time. Okay? You're not going to just jump in there and figure it out all at one time. This may take a little time for you to figure out, how's this all going to work. So be patient with yourself. Is that don't rush it, don't get frustrated at yourself when it doesn't work out the way you think it should in the very beginning. Be patient with yourself and keep working at it, and it should get better. So I absolutely love that. Okay. Oh, here's a good one. Have a countdown. I like that. Right? It just makes, this person said, it seems to make the bad days more manageable. All right, and so basically, if you're having that countdown, this is how many more days I got to go. This is how many more days I've got to go. Then that's going to make it easier. They also said, don't have a countdown from the very beginning of the program all the way to graduation. Break it up into little bitty pieces, like from day 1 until the end of the term, or day 1 until the end of the semester. That way you can start having those little victories. Maybe even day 1 to the end of a unit. Okay, like that way this unit is over with. Have a little countdown. That way you can celebrate those little victories. So that was really good. I like that suggestion too. Alright, so out of all the suggestions we've already mentioned, here's probably the one I find that's the best. Alright, so we've talked about lots of things, but this one is so important, and it's about taking care of yourself. Is that we feel like as parents, as nursing students, that we just got to get it all done, and we got to get it all done right now. And we're taking care of everybody else but ourselves. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Okay, so if you're not taking care of yourself first, you can't take care of everybody else. So when you're sick, you need to get well. Okay, you need to go and make your doctor's appointments. You need to take any medicine that you need to take. You need to eat healthily and get enough sleep. You need to do those things to take care of you. You cannot pour from an empty cup. So you've got to take the time out to actually take care of yourself. And so here's one thing that I would suggest, even though that, I don't really know much about this topic, but it's something I feel like maybe everybody could benefit from, is that you should take at least 30 minutes a day. Okay, I won't say much more than that, because as nursing students, you don't have that much free time. But I would take at least 30 minutes a day and do something that is specifically for you. Okay, not for anybody else. It won't benefit anybody else if you do it, but it will only benefit you, and that's okay. Okay, you have to take at least 30 minutes to be absolutely just stingy with your time, and it's going to be all about you. And so if there's something that you like to do, something that makes you feel good, something that doesn't have anything to do with nursing school at all, something that doesn't have anything to do with work or your husband or wife or children or whatever, you need to do it. Okay, so maybe it's reading a non-nursing book, or going to get a manicure or pedicure, sitting down and watching your favorite TV show. Okay, something that is beneficial to you, and also do it during a time that you're not going to have a distraction. So maybe after all the kids are asleep in bed. Okay, so make sure you take out that 30 minutes every day to do something that's specifically for you. That way you can always make sure that you're not pouring from an empty cup. And now, didn't get very many suggestions on resources for single parents who are in nursing school. The main things we've already actually talked about. There probably are some resources available for single parents in general, but my best suggestion to you for that is a search, an internet search, maybe with Google or Bing or any of those other search engines, and find things that are specific for your state, because sometimes certain states have certain programs that they can offer that might actually help with being a single parent, and especially if you are a college student. So there probably are some resources available for you. Alright guys, I can't wait to send you guys, or to actually show you guys the next subscriber suggestion, because I've already got it. I've already had somebody ask for it, so it's going to be coming up pretty soon, and I would love to know, what do you want to see? Okay, what do you want to see me talk about? What do you want me to ask my other nurse friends for help on, especially if it's something that I don't know about? Hey guys, let me know. You can either let me know at the bottom of this blog in the comments section. You can always let me know on Facebook, Instagram, or you can email me. Okay, you can email me at my blog's email address. It is ag@nursingforall.com. Alright guys, I hope you have a great one. Peace out, please.